the man that cried I am, and that will be my eternal flame. Color me poetry, for nobody knows my name. I am the living experience, I am the lifelong proof. Color me the poetry of nothing but the truth. I am not to be sold or bought, so color me a scholar in the school of thought, for I am poetry. Hi, I'm Danny Queen, and welcome to another exciting edition of Color Me Poetry. Today we're going to talk about a different kind of art form. An art form in the form of cornrows, in the form of our African tradition. And we have with us the lovely Miss Fana Smith Chisolm. Welcome.
Thank you.
And I'd like to say that, how did you get started in this art form? It's a beautiful art form. It's known around the world. And we know it didn't start with Bo Derek and 10.
Right.
The movie, that is.
Right. Incidentally, I got started not to continue to do it. I was helping a friend. I used to live in Los Angeles. After high school, I went out there just to determine whether I was going to go to college or what. I had an aunt living out there, and I went to stay with her briefly to wait on my graduation term, which would come up in June. Mm-hmm. And my hair was all damaged up with perm, and it had fallen out, and my aunt suggested that I should get it braided, and I had never had it cornrow before professionally. So she took me to this young lady named Nawili, and the very first time Nawili and I met, we talked about, you know, the possibility of me coming back to help her, and that I could braid, and you know, that I might be her apprentice one day. And of course, that was just braid talk for the time. I never really went back to her until it was time 3 or 4 months later to get my hair braided. So she remembered that I told her that the very first time we met, and she called me up one day to help her do some beading because she had gotten backed up. And I told her, I said, well, I don't know how to bead. She said, well, it's no problem. I'm going to teach you. And so she taught me to bead that day, and I've been braiding hair ever since. Mm-hmm. And it came to me in a couple of months. It was just something that I was destined to do, I guess. For it. Exactly, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I helped her that day, and like I said, I've been braiding hair ever since. I continued to help her, and within 2 months, I was her apprentice, and all those things we talked about the very first time she braided my hair, they manifested. We talked about doing a braiding tour, and she and I, another young lady, we went on a braiding tour that we set up ourselves. What we done was we went to different states all over the country, and all of the states that we went to would be a state where each of us knew someone. So we went to my hometown first, which was Kentucky, and we stayed there a couple of weeks, and we would have our hair braided, and then we would braid a couple of people in the community, and everyone would see, and then, you know, we'd get our clients that way. And then we moved on to Wisconsin and Chicago and North Carolina and D.C., which would be our last stop. And we only stopped here because one of the young ladies knew someone here, and she wanted to see her before we went back to the West Coast. And we supposed to have stayed here 2 weeks, which they went back to California, but I ended up staying here, and I've been here 13 years. Mm.
Wow, you're not only a braid master, but you're also a master barber.
Yeah, I'm a master barber. I have gotten my master's barber's license maybe about 5 years ago. Went to Armstrong Vocational School. Now,
the style that you're wearing is a mixture of what? Braiding and barbering?
Yeah, this is a creation I created, I think, around 1981, and I call it my If You Dare to Be Different collection. And it incorporates just about all of the things, not all of the things, but quite a few things. I have 6 different techniques on my hair that I create in my salon, and I created it to just because I like to be different. I like to wear.
It's definitely different.
Yeah, I like to wear unique.
Now, you work for yourself, is that right? Mm-hmm. Because if you went downtown to some corporate office wearing that, what do you think the response would be?
I don't know. I think a lot of times a lot of people are afraid to be who they are because they're afraid. I get so many compliments from a lot of people that are in corporate America, you know. Mm. So if I had a job in corporate America, I would wear it, and I would just deal with the circumstances if they came about. But I think a lot of people are afraid themselves. They're always talking about what's going to happen if I go to the job situation like this, or what is such and such is going to say. But if they just go ahead and be who they are and do it themselves, I think people admire you more when you're different and you be, you know, right. They're encouraged if you be who you are.
Yeah, the reason why I asked, because I know a couple of years ago there was a young lady downtown. You probably know her.
Yeah.
And she was fired from her job for wearing braids.
Yeah, but she won. She won that. Case. Yeah, that was Marriott or one of the hotels. Yeah.
About 3 years ago.
Yeah, she ended up winning that case. You know, because I mean, you know, your hair got to do with your job performance.
Nothing at all.
Right, right. You know, your hair has nothing to do with your job performance.
But you know you're gonna find people who had those prejudices, or well, you know, you look much too ethnic.
Yeah, but
well, if you're black, you are ethnic.
Exactly. Well, you know, everybody have their different cultures. I say all the time, the Jews go to their workplaces with their kufis on, or what, I don't know the term for those.
Yamas.
Right, the yamas. The Indian people, I see a lot of Indian men, even doctors and lawyers, they have those, the head wraps that they wear on their heads.
Turbans.
Turbans. A lot of European guys now are going to work dressed up in these fine suits with ponytails in the back of their heads. So I don't know what the prejudice is against us, you know, when we want to wear our hair braided. It has no effect on your job performance, you know.
Not at all.
Right. So.
And a style like that, how long would it take to do?
This style took probably around 25 hours total.
You sat still for that long?
No, I done a little bit at a time. Yeah, but I have sat still for that long.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I talked to the ladies, they said, oh, well, this took 7 hours. I'm like, I don't know, the last time I sat still for 7 hours, I was asleep, I guess.
But 7 hours is quick. You know, that's not,
really?
7 hours.
In one setting?
Yeah. When, you know, like when I first started braiding, it used to take me about 24 hours to complete a style that I can complete now in 7 or 8 hours. So that's not a lot of time, especially for the tedious work that I do. I'm known for a lot of tedious fine braids and fine beading and, you know, a lot of asymmetric designs and what have you. So, and it goes fast. I mean, you're talking and you're sharing and you're, you know, experiences with each other and listening, you know, it's an exchange, you know.
Listen to music.
Exactly.
While you're doing
it. You know, and listening to each other's problems or, you know, trying to assist each other.
Now, if you could just turn your head just a little bit to the right, maybe we can get a close-up of that. Yes. It's beautiful. And the beads come from Africa.
No, the beads came from a mixture of California and New York, where I got my beads from. I shop around. The beads that I have on the very tips of my hair are some beads that I've had since I've been braiding for about 13 years.